Hi, it's Paul here, co-founder of English Pronunciation Roadmap, and this is your Word of the Week.
Okay, so this week's suggestion came from DJ Fabro. Thank you very much indeed. Now, I'm going to cover the one in red, but very quickly, as you asked, you were asking about entailment, so very quickly, just make sure that the first syllable is I and not e, so in, and make sure the last syllable is ment with a schwa, not meant, so that your lips should be relaxed. It's a very weak sound, ment. Entailment, and tail is stressed. But we are talking about the first word here, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to speak about the prefix and what patterns you can look at for that. And let's begin with this word first, though. So we begin with pre, which is a long E vowel. Pre contains a long vowel there. Next is sa. So there's lots of open space in the mouth for the vowel in standard British English, sa. Next we have p, so only one p is pronounced, p, with a schwa, a very weak vowel sound. Next we've got a Z consonant, even though it's written as an S, there should be some vibration in the throat, z, and that syllable is stressed, so z, and that's a short I vowel. Z. And we end with shun, and either you have shun with a schwa in the middle or just shun with no schwa. You see both versions written in dictionaries and both versions pronounced in everyday conversation. And do note that there's a secondary stress as well, so presupposition. The main stress is on z, presupposition, but there's a minor stress. The pitch goes up slightly. The pitch of your voice goes up slightly for pre, so presupposition. Presupposition. So let's look at some other prefix words. Now, I'm sure there are exceptions, but what I'm noticing is this. If it comes attached to a pre-existing word, then we use a certain vowel sound. So if you're looking at a word with pre on it, ask yourself this. Does pre come attached to a pre-existing word? So, for example, here, the word existing is the pre-existing word in pre-existing, right? So if that's the case, then we use the fleece vowel, which is a long E vowel, just like in presupposition. But if not, then it could be one of three vowels. It could be the fleece again, or it could be the dress vowel, as in like in the word egg, or the kit vowel, like in the word in, kit, I. So it could be E, or I. But let's begin with the E words, where there is a pre-existing word, just like supposition and existing. So here are some more, and all of the existing words, the pre-existing words, are in bold, so you can see them a bit more clearly. So we've got prearranged, preconceived, preeminent, prejudge, prefix is the stress, and preview. And the original words are supposition, arranged, conceived, eminent, judge, fix, and view. You can use all of those words in other contexts just by themselves, and they link in with the meaning of the full word, like prearranged. And here are the stress syllables, so repeat after me, have a go. Presupposition, prearranged, preconceived, preeminent, prejudge, prefix, preview. Right, what about words with pre, but with no pre-existing word? Let's first look at the fleece vowels. There are some that keep the E vowel, such as prequel, prefect, precept, and preempt. All of those begin with pre, with E, a long vowel. But let's look at some that have the kit vowel, a short I vowel. These words include the verb present. Now the noun is different, we'll talk about that in a second, but present, prevail, prevent, presume. It's a really short vowel. It's very weak, isn't it? But it is an I vowel, presume. Now, of course, yes, words like scent, veil, and vent, they are words, but they've got nothing to do with the meaning of present, prevail, and prevent, so we don't really count those as pre-existing words. Okay, and then we have the dress vowel words, words with e, like in the word end. So here we have the noun of present, and as you can see, the stress is different there as well. It's on the e, on the syllable that contains the e in present. Other words with the dress vowel for that pre prefix include premonition, preface, prevalent, preppy, preparation, pretzel, premiere. So again, some words are pre-existing words in the original Latin or wherever they come from, just like the example here, but we're talking about English words, right? So they don't really count. So with all those words with no pre-existing word within them, you have to sort of learn them, I'm afraid. There's no real pattern, but the first pattern seems to be fairly solid. I'm sure there are exceptions, and if you find any, leave a comment below. But let's get on to some practice sentences. And now we had a suggestion for some arrows and some underlined words to indicate the stress and word linking, so I've done just that. Not quite with arrows, but with the word linking at least, I've put consonant-vowel word boundaries and vowel-consonant word boundaries, like it is and the people. I've underlined those. So let's keep it simple for now. There are many ways to link words together, but when we have this simple thing of a consonant and a vowel at the word boundary, we often link them together, but of course that happens, but not if you want to pause. If I want to pause, I will say it is, and I won't link them. But here I will, and I'll underline them where I do. And for word stress, I won't put arrows. That might be a bit messy, but I'm just going to put the relevant syllables of the important words in bold, and you can probably hear the pitch of my voice generally will be going up on those syllables. The relevant syllables, important words, bold, right? And of course that's according to how I'm choosing to say it, but there are many ways to say one sentence. So it's just a general guideline based on what you are hearing, what you're hearing me say. So let's try these. The researchers began with a shared presupposition. The researchers began with a shared presupposition. The meeting wasn't prearranged. The meeting wasn't prearranged. I didn't want to preempt you. I didn't want to preempt you. She was presented with an award. She was presented with an award. At present, I can't confirm anything, I'm afraid. At present, I can't confirm anything, I'm afraid. So, there you go. I hope that was helpful for you. Now, look, if you're watching this and you have a word that you have in mind, then let me know. What's your tricky word? Leave a comment below, and there's a very good chance that it could be in a video in the future. I've already made about 50 nearly 50 of these so far since starting this in January. And yeah, a lot of people find it really helpful. So if you want a word described, explained to you, then have no fear. Leave a comment below, and hopefully I can get around to it. Otherwise, have a look at this. This is our crash course. So if you are interested in really working on your pronunciation, but starting with the most important words first, then that's for you. And you can download that by clicking here. And please make sure you subscribe so you can see these videos. We do these twice a week. And of course, don't forget to suggest a word for my next video. And I'll see you in the next one.